tell me how your day had gone. I'd fall asleep with my phone beside me, like your voice was where I belonged. We made plans on rainy Sundays, drew our future on the kitchen wall. Back then forever felt so simple. Back then I thought we'd have it all. I didn't know some stories end before they're told. When I loved you most, you were already letting go. I was planting flowers in our garden while you watched the seasons change. When I loved you most, I was holding on to hope, but your heart had already packed its bags and left without a note. I remember every little detail, the freckles underneath your eyes, the way you'd laugh when you were nervous, the way you'd swear you'd never say goodbye. But promises can turn to silence, and silence can become a wall. I kept trying to save us both while you stopped trying at all. Funny how love can disappear so quietly. When I loved you most, you were already drifting away. I was building dreams around your name while you were erasing mine. When I loved you most, I believed we'd find a way. But some people leave long before they finally walk away. If I could go back, I'd still choose every moment, every laugh, every kiss, every memory, even knowing how it ends. 'Cause loving you taught me how deep a heart can feel. When I loved you most, I forgot to love myself. I spent so much time saving us that I left my own heart on the shelf. When I loved you most, I thought losing you meant losing everything. But now I know the girl who survived goodbye is stronger than she's ever been. And if you ever think of me, I hope you remember I loved you most. We sat on the hood of your old car, watching headlights disappear. You pointed at the moon and told me nothing's gonna change us, dear. The summer air felt endless, the stars were falling into place. You traced forever on my hand and kissed the smile across my face. Back then I believed every word was true. Blue moon promises floating through the night. You swore we each other. No matter what we'd find, blue moon promises shining in your eyes. Funny how forever can disappear before goodbye arrives. We talked about a little house somewhere by the sea, a porch swing and a garden, and a life for you and me. Now the ocean keeps those secrets somewhere beyond the tide, and all those dreams we built together are drifting out of sight. Maybe we were too young, maybe love was too small, or maybe some promises were never meant to last at all. Blue moon promises still echo in my mind, like photographs that never fade, even after time. And though they're only memories now, I still smile sometimes when I think about those blue moon promises. Blue moon promises. There was rain against the window and silence in the room, the kind that tells you something's ending long before it does. You stood there with your suitcase, I stood there with my fear. Neither one of us was ready to say what we both knew. The night we became memories, the stars forgot to shine. You walked away with half my heart and left the rest behind. The night we became memories, forever lost its name, and nothing in this world has ever felt the same. The coffee on the counter cooled, the clock kept moving on, like the universe was telling me that you were really gone. Sometimes love doesn't end in anger, sometimes it ends in tears. Sometimes two hearts break quietly after years and years. The night we became memories, I thought my world would end, but now I know that broken hearts can learn to be again. You'll always be a beautiful memory. I spent years waiting by a doorway that never opened again, thinking if I loved you harder, maybe you'd let me in. I carried all our memories like stones inside my chest, trying to save a love that needed both of us. I was the girl who stayed too long, holding on after you were gone, building homes inside the ruins of a heart that had moved on. I was the girl who stayed too long, but not anymore. Now the mirror feels a little kinder, the mornings feel a little bright, and every scar you left behind, it's finally become light. The hardest lesson I ever learned was that love cannot survive alone, and sometimes walking away is the bravest thing you'll ever do. The girl who stayed too long, but now I'm finally free. The girl who begged for your love found her own eventually. And though I still remember you, you no longer define me, because the girl who stayed too long finally chose herself. The story didn't end with goodbye, it began there. Found your sweater in the closet, still carrying the scent of June. The coffee cup beside the window, still waiting there for you. Funny how a house remembers long after people leave. The silence learned your footsteps before it learned to breathe. You said forever, like forever couldn't break. I built a home on every promise that you made. You loved me until you didn't, like summer turning into snow. One day I was your whole world, the next someone you used to know. You loved me until you didn't, without a reason I could see. And the hardest part of losing you was losing who I used to be. I replay every conversation, searching for the moment love disappeared. Was it hidden in the quiet, or somewhere between our fears? I wore my heart like an open letter, you folded yours away. I kept fighting for tomorrow while you were leaving yesterday. Sometimes goodbye arrives before the words, you can hear it, and all the things left unheard. You loved me until you didn't, like daylight fading into rain. I kept reaching for your hand while you were letting go again. You loved me until until you didn't, and I still don't know why. Some people promise forever, then disappear with time. Was never meant to stay forever. Maybe some people only arrive to teach your heart how to survive. You loved me until you didn't, but I finally understand love isn't measured by how long someone stays. It's measured by how deeply they changed you. And though your name still echoes through my memories, I no longer wait for your footsteps at my door, because the girl who begged to be enough finally became enough for herself. The moon still rises, the seasons still change, and somewhere beyond this lonely night, I'll fall in love again with life and with me.